Yeah, we bring reviews of your house, talk to our dudes of your house. I bring my views of your house, wrestling truths of your house. We talk to you in your house, we keeps it cool in your house, we keeps it cool in your house. I'm spitting truths in your house. Yes, Mark's hating on his fans, Becky's niche on the man. Play with two like a lion, household a dangerous alliance. I am a diamond like Cody, and I'm overcoming like Kobe. No, they cannot hold me. Come listen, I'm hosting, critiquing, I'm boasting. This wrestling I'm knowing.
This is AEW's Darby Allin, and you're listening to In Your Howse podcast.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to In Your Howse, starring Alakan House and my man, Michael Hutchison. That's Mikey Hutch. This is the People's Podcast. Hey guys, you already know who it is. It's your boys Khan and Hutch, ready to get at work when it comes to this professional wrestling business. That is what we do, and hey, we love it. So let me let you guys know where you guys can listen to this at. You guys can listen to this at Apple Podcast, Spotify, Spreaker, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Himalaya. Hey, you don't have an Apple device? That's alright. We're on Google Play. Anywhere that you guys are, hey, we can get to you. And guys, this is part two of our big road trip, the Chicago story, as it were. This is part two. We're bringing it right back in as me, Hutch, Docs, Don P, and Miss Fabulosity, Miss Kayla K, are now leaving Chicago. Thank God.
Get the fuck out of the Windy City. My God, so many troglodytes that communicate by honking their horns. Just to honk their horns, it doesn't matter what they're even honking for. It's insane. I'm glad to be the fuck out of there. Much love to you Chicago people. I don't know how you guys do it. I'm glad. I had a great time in your city, but I am glad I'm gone.
Absolutely glad, because that place was a complete clusterfuck. I mean, seriously. Seriously.
If you looked up the word clusterfuck in Webster's dictionary, you're just going to see a picture of Chicago as the example of clusterfuck, because it is the epitome of that.
Yes, man. Just, we didn't even get a chance to get any Chicago-style pizza because we were just done with it. We were done.
Well, because everything is so fucking expensive, first off, and then everything's so fucking crowded. It was 3 a.m., and we had an old-ass fucking couple, at least in the 80s, with fucking millions of other people. Okay, maybe not millions, but fucking at least a good probably hundreds or so fucking people out here walking at 3 a.m. in Chicago. Like, it's fucking 12 a.m. or 12 p.m. in the afternoon. Like, bruh, go the fuck home.
Just straight chilling.
Yowie wowie.
And, man, yeah, absolutely crazy, crazy town. But the wrestling show was great, though. The wrestling show was great. It was fantastic. So we're going to bring it right back around. Once again, this is part two of In Your Howse, the Chicago story. And my question for everybody here now, we had to do a part two. Let me just prefix it with this. We had to do a part two because we had motherfuckers in the fucking hotel room complaining about us.
We had some fucking stooges, man. Somebody stooged us off, and they had a guard there. He was awesome. By the name of Maurice.
Yeah.
Maurice is awesome. Like, what was funny about Maurice is, like, we walked in with our to-go food that we got from the Mexican restaurant.
Yeah.
The only place that was open.
Yeah, the only place that was open, hence why we went to the Mexican restaurant. But it was actually a really good place.
Yeah.
We come walking up, and Maurice, we didn't know the guard at the time. We didn't know who it was. But he just looked at me dead in my eyes. He goes, yeah, he looked at and went to grab my to-go box. He goes, hey, yeah, I'll take that. And I was just like, all right. And he was like, no, I'm just messing with you. But I was ready to give up the tacos that I had. I'm just like, here, you can have. I gave away Chicago pizza last time. I'm giving away tacos this time. Apparently, I'm a charity in Chi-Town. But nonetheless, Maurice could have had it. But Maurice was cool as hell.
Yeah, he was. And dare I say that even him coming to the room and telling us that we had to be quiet, he could have made it a lot worse than what it was. So seemed like he was kind of the MVP of the night. But as far as MVPs go, we're talking about MVPs of the wrestling event. And my question for you guys, because we had to end the first part of the Chicago story. We had to end it a little soon, and that's okay. But I wanted to ask you guys about MVPs. And when I say MVPs, let me go ahead and specify here. Somebody that you did not know about at the beginning of the night, and you might have seen or heard of them, but you hadn't really seen their work. But by the end of the night, now you're a fan and you're ready to follow their career. So that's what I mean when I say MVP. And I'm going to start it off with Mikey Hutch. Who's your MVP for the night, man?
No question, hands down, Richard Holiday.
Most marketable.
From the Dynasty. I mean, you guys heard the promo that I cut about that guy last time, this Abercrombie and bitch motherfucker. I can't, I mean, again, he's, along with the rest of the Dynasty, just a pure, undeniable, detestable prick. But, again, money. And he's great in the ring. He's great in the ring. He does his job well in making you hate him. And I can't wait to see where both Mr. Holiday, Dick Holiday, and the rest of his brethren, as we know, Maxwell Chase Freeman is money.
Oh, yeah.
And then Alexander Hammer Time, as Doc so eloquently calls him, Alexander Hammerstone, which again, with a name like that, how can you go wrong? He ranks up there too. But yeah, I'm going to have to say Dick Holiday.
Good old Dick Holiday.
Because again, money. Absolute money.
I like everybody in the Dynasty. That's a good pick. Definitely most marketable. Richard Holiday stands out. His face screams, "I'm a douche,"
right.
and
he can get you a good rate on your mortgage, though.
Oh yeah.
He can hook you up. He's not gonna be nice when he does it, but he can get you good numbers.
Oh yeah, that's what we need, man. That's what we need. But moving around right along to Docs, who's having a rough morning, man. Good old Docs is having a rough morning, but that's all right, man. That's all right. We're on the road here, back to our home in Indiana, and we're just doing this podcast, having a great time. We still got little under 3 hours left to go before we get there. But Docs, who was your MVP of the night?
It's really a tough call. Because there were so many good performances last night. I want to shout out Teddy Hart, and if I'm thinking with my Richard Holiday, I'm going to say Ace Austin because he's so damn pretty, but I got to give it to Hammer Time, man.
Yeah.
He put on 2.5 matches last night. I believe I touched on this on the first part.
Yeah.
But, I hadn't heard of him before. Aside from, a couple sporadic things online, but seeing him in person, I already love MJF, and I couldn't think of a better counterpart for that. He's just, I love to hate him.
Yeah.
And if you can make me love to hate you, then you're putting on a hell of a show. That's legitimate heat, and I love it. But, yeah, like I said, 2.5 matches, basically, because he had, some involvement in a later match, but...
Yeah.
Motherfucker went to work and just did not seem like he was worse for wear. He was still full gear, 1 speed, 1 gear, go.
Yep.
And yeah, it was definitely Hammer Time last night.
I like that pick. Definitely like that pick because he did put in that work. I mean, and I'm not just saying that. I don't mean just a catchphrase here. I mean, he really put in that work. We saw him consistently throughout the night. So that's a great pick. Alexander Hammerstone is somebody that I think people need to be looking forward to in the pretty near future, I think, because he's really, really good, and I think that guy's got a bright future, and I think everybody in the Dynasty has a bright future. So moving it over to our casual correspondent, not a huge professional wrestling fan, but also, once again, like I said on the first part of the Chicago story, you need that, man. You need that. We need to know how to hook in the newer fans, or the fans that have not been fans. How do we get them to come in, and most importantly, how do we keep them? So with that question, our executive of marketing over here, Donovan Poole, who is your MVP of the night on first glance?
Y'all, he has such a professional way of bringing people in here, right? He didn't have to say all that. Just call me a green pea fan. Just break it down. Be real. Keep it a stack. I stole it from him, the best. from a fan's perspective, and I'll call myself from a fan's perspective, I'm going to throw it sideways, and this is something he did in the ring. I'm going to have to go with Brazil, Cotto Brazil.
Ooh, good
somebody
pick.
that, I had never heard of.
Yes.
And you'll see this guy in action. He does remind you of a mainline.
Kofi, kind of.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Kofi. Wasn't going to say it, but he did.
Yeah.
Mainline, that guy's spectacular. He did some moves in the ring. Had a match with Gringo Loco, and don't let his size fool you.
Yeah.
This guy looks like he has some strength. As a matter of fact, he does have some strength and some moves to go along with it. So I'm going to say Cotto Brazil. He caught my eye, and I'll be checking him out.
Absolutely. I like that pick. That's a good pick. I think that's a solid choice. That's a solid choice. So now we're going to throw it over to the getaway driver over here.
Currently sitting in 3 stars at GTA right now.
I have a record to uphold. Thank you.
Yes, of course. So who was it that you did not really know about or didn't know about at the beginning of the night, but now at the end of the night you're a huge fan? Of course, we can't say MJF because I think everybody knew about MJF before, but who you didn't know about before, now you know and you're a fan of now.
Well, before I even get into mine, I do want to go ahead and say that that Teddy Hart and Cotto is actually really good. If y'all don't know about them, you need to check them out, because they had a spectacular performances last night. Showed a lot of their athleticism and everything with that. So they're really good. But I will say that Cotto did remind me of a coffee.
Yeah.
And then, which brings me to my pick. It goes with Alexander Hammerstone. With that, who I have said since I've seen him, which I've only seen him a couple times, but I've said that he reminded me of a young Chris Jericho. I'm like, oh, look at Chris Jericho and Coffee going at it. Who told them they can go?
Yeah.
But they gave a good match. They really did. And then Hammerstone, he came out and wrestled twice, and then came out a third time at the end of the night to help. So we did, as kind of said, we saw him throughout the night. He's built good. Doesn't have an ass, but he's built good.
Damn, she said he had pancake butt.
She's not wrong, though.
But I mean, you got to give it to the guy. He's strong. He has good moves. He has a good mic personality. He's an asshole, and obviously anybody who follows me knows that I like to go with the dicks of the situation. So
Stockholm Syndrome.
So no, but for real, like he's money. Him, the whole dynasty, fucking the money. They're going to move up. It's not a if, it's a when. So y'all need to check them out.
Absolutely, I agree with that. Good pick, Alexander Hammerstone. My pick, honestly, I gotta go with Alexander Hammerstone. I knew a lot of these guys because I've already watched. I'd already seen MLW, so a lot of these guys I was already familiar with. So it's not like I went in there, cold. I went in there knowing most of these guys because I've watched for several weeks. So, but Alexander Hammerstone was really impressive to me. Just his endurance, man. He kept coming back. As Paradox alluded to before, we saw him involved in at least 3 matches in some kind of way. And man, the dude's money. The dude's money. He's got a great look. He looks like an asshole. He's perfect for the dynasty. What was that?
The valet for the dynasty, I don't know her name, but she took a couple sick bumps in the ladder match too, so I feel like she needs a shout as well.
Oh yeah, can we talk about her heels that she had on? Those are the real MVP, because she fell from the damn ladder, spoiler alert, and they didn't break.
Right.
And while we're calling out other random spots, yes, that young lady, her name is slipping my mind as well, but she, as Doc said, was nothing short of stellar. She was fantastic in a role. She drew, she did her part well and drawing heat from the crowd.
She did.
Like, there was one lady that was sitting in the front row, and this girl came in and got in that fan's face and was talking shit to her and all that. And that was another really cool moment, because again, the dynasty, they all just did it. But there was another spot that you guys need to look out for in the Teddy Hart match. And Teddy Hart took a bump where, again, I don't want to drop spoilers, but look for this. They had these metal steps that go into the ring, and dude took a suplex on those.
Oh yeah.
That, man, no, you can't pay me enough money.
It was nasty.
To take that. putting it all out there for us, man. And again, Teddy, if you're listening, man, I know we told you face to face, but I'll reiterate it here. You know, even though you're not in front of me, you fucking killed it out there, man.
Oh my gosh.
Everybody on that MLW card did, but he definitely stood out. He took some punishment, and he definitely dealt it out too. So yeah, I just want to throw that out there.
Absolutely, I agree. Teddy Hart was absolutely incredible, and we talked about him in part 1. You know, just about things that were being said about him that we don't know to be fact. We don't know that stuff to be fact. All I know is what I saw last night, and all I know is when I met the man, the content of his character when I met him. You know what I mean? And to me, that speaks volumes. So yeah, dirt sheets can say this, and maybe that stuff is true. I don't know, and I don't need to know. You know what I mean? It's not my business. I don't care. All I know is in MLW right now, he's absolutely killing it. And when we got a chance to meet that man, he was an absolute class act. Absolute class act. I got no issues, no complaints, no quarrels about that man's personality from my perspective. Anybody else say?
Oh yeah. As we touched on last night, not to cut you off there,
You're good.
but like I said last night when we were recording, like I went into seeing Teddy Hart with these preconceived notions from what I've read and like what I've seen people say, but like seeing him work and like meeting the man in person, I've never, ever gone that 180 on a wrestler.
Yep. I agree with that. You had something to say, Kelsey?
No, I was just curious, what was the preconceived? Because I haven't heard them. So what was the preconceived? And I can tell you what my opinion is based off of...
Oh, we could talk about that off the air.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll talk about that off the air because I'm not in the business of cutting this man down for whatever happened in the past.
I would say based off of what I saw last night, he was awesome. Obviously, he gave a spectacular performance. And then he was apologizing to the fans for even having to, meet him out after the show was over with. He's like, man, I'm sorry, it's so late. I just wanted to give you guys an opportunity to be able to talk to me. And then there was a little kid, maybe about 3, and he was like, I'm a fan. And he was so freaking adorable. And Teddy did so great with him, and they kept taking pictures and stuff with him. And he worked so well with everybody. Yeah. And he was so professional, and he was gentle and sweet. Like, and that's, I don't know what any preconceived notions were, but that's what he is, or at least was last night.
Yeah, and it's like I say, like, perception is reality, and my perception is my reality, and my perception of Teddy Hart is that dude was solid. Dude was straight solid. You know what I mean? Michael, you had some thoughts?
As far as the whole Teddy Hart thing goes, I didn't know anything about that, about what, people were saying about him, the dirt sheets and all that stuff. And you know what, man? Dirt sheets, they don't call them dirt sheets for nothing.
Yeah.
These people, they're marks just like we are. Although they don't admit they're marks. They think that they're in the business and all this shit. And, we make jokes that we are, but let's face it, again, we're just fans.
Yeah.
That's all we are.
Yeah.
And, and that's all they are. And, I'm not even going to give them the advertisement name dropping their sites and shit.
Right.
But yeah, they throw these stories out there to get clicks and all that stuff. Now, I don't know if this stuff with Teddy Hart is true. Is it a story that, just in general, it sounds like it's possible? I mean, with anybody? Yes, because, wrestling has seen that before.
Yeah.
Now, with him, again, I don't know. But, again, like you said, perception is reality, and I'm going off what I witnessed last night. He did not look reckless in the ring whatsoever.
No.
If anybody got hurt in anything, it was himself. I believe Doc said that on part 1.
Yeah.
His in-ring work was nothing short of solid, and again, just his demeanor, the way he presented himself. And you know what, maybe let's play devil's advocate here and say that this was true. Let's say he was, doing what was talked about and all that stuff. If he's at least attempting to redeem himself and fix that, what I saw last night, he's doing a damn good job of it, because I got none of that vibe from Teddy Hart last night. He was nothing short of professional, but yet approachable. And again, I got nothing bad to say about him. No ill words. He was great. Teddy's awesome. I became a fan.
Yes.
Like, literally,
I agree.
If my boy Hammer Time hadn't wrestled 2.5, 3 matches last night, Teddy Hart was a solid contender for the MVP of that show.
Big facts.
did so much in such a short amount of time, just put it all on the line just to give us a good fucking show.
Yeah.
Like, definitely a contender to be the, like, most impressive standout star of the night. Like, Jacob Fatu put on a hell of a performance, but like, a big guy flipping around does, like, get me off my chair, but, like, the stuff Teddy Hart was doing was absolutely jaw-dropping.
He was everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
He was a one-man car crash.
Facts.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Facts. And I'll also say David Hart Smith is fucking gigantic.
Oh my gosh,
That
yes.
dude is massive. I'm sure you guys have seen him on TV and whatnot, but it doesn't do that man justice. I mean, because again, I met him too. Shook his hand and all that, and he about crushed my hand with his. I mean,
What a man handshake that dude has.
Of everybody had a good handshake and everything. Because guys, we judge each other based on our handshake because we're simple creatures. But yeah, I gotta say, of them all, like, David Hart Smith had, probably the most legit handshake out of everybody. Not discrediting anybody else, but again, holy shit, that dude's massive.
Heart smash.
Right.
Basically.
And he would.
Basically.
While we're going ahead and throwing this out to people, and I'm sure you probably already touched this in the part one, but I want to go ahead and give out a shout out to Gringo Loco. And there was a guy he was facing. I apologize, I don't remember his name, but he was from Chile. He was a lucha. He was from Chile. But their match, you guys need to definitely make sure you pay attention and check. I told Khan even while it was happening, I'm like, why does this feel like it's a ballet wrestling? Because that's
Oh,
what
yeah, I
it was.
remember the match song right now,
It
yeah.
was beautifully done with the moves and everything between them, and it was just awesome. So I just wanted to go ahead and throw that out there to him too.
Yeah, that move that closed out that match between, again, I don't remember the name and I'm apologizing, but, like, the luchador that was facing Gringo Logo, that move that closed out the match between the two, I don't know what it's called. I don't know how I describe it, but that was fucking beautiful.
Yes.
Like, it looked like it sucked to take, but, like, it was, like I told Hutch at the show, like, we just witnessed an SVR 09 create a finisher in person.
Yeah.
Like, again, no idea how to describe it, so you have to check out this MLW show.
Yes.
But, oh my god, that was a thing of art.
It was.
No, I agree with that. I agree. It was a fun night all through the entire night. But the next thing I kind of want to talk about is Low Key and what he did to that kid, that Ariel Dominguez in the first match. I mean, this guy's not getting paid by the hour, man. This guy's not getting paid by the hour. I mean, he just fucked his whole world up, pinned him, and was like, "Let me collect my paycheck and leave." And my gosh, Hutch, what was you thinking when you first saw that, man?
Nap time. I mean, it was time for that man to go to sleepy sleep, because that's exactly what the hell happened. It's like, all right, dope, a low-key match, right on, here we go. Bang! Over.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah.
Wrap. Finish. And again, it was just like, okay, that happened. But again, the impact of the maneuver looked great, and everything, like, as I remember shooting up out of my chair going, holy shit, he knocked him out!
Yep.
And I'd never seen that done at a live show before. I don't recall. I've seen that finish happen.
Right.
With Loki, actually. But I'd never seen it live.
Yeah.
And Loki just comes out looking like he's ready to kill you anyway.
Yes.
I love the vibe of him when he comes out. Like, he's always had it.
He's very
always
serious.
had it.
Yeah.
And, and again, I've heard some negative things about Loki as well over the years, that he can be stiff, and, again, he looked like he knocked a motherfucker out. But,
well.
I mean, but it didn't look dangerous. You know what I mean? What went down because it was supposed to go down.
Yeah.
We'll say it like that. And, again, yeah, Loki's just great and terrifying.
I will say, he kicked that motherfucker so hard, my tooth fell out. From, like, the fourth row, knocked my shit out.
Yeah.
Like, and Loki's one of those guys who, like, compared, relatively speaking, to most wrestlers, like, Loki's a little dude.
Yeah.
Like, but, A, looks like he could stab you with his eyeballs.
Yes.
And
Oh my
B,
gosh.
if that wasn't enough, he reminds me of Quan Chi from Mortal Kombat. His voice should not be that fucking intimidating.
Right.
He did very intimidating.
Did not speak once during the show we were at, but like he came out and I was just thinking about how he sounds, and I had to go and change my pants. Like,
Oh yeah.
there was some issues there, knocking my teeth out, ruining my drawers, and like low-key was legit. Like, did not come there to put on a clinic, came out to send out a message, and that message is, I am low-key and I'm gonna high-key fuck you up.
Oh, facts,
yes.
facts, big facts. Those are big facts right there. But man, I'm telling you this. Oh, look, there's a giant fork that we just drove by.
There was also
It
two
actually
cows
said
standing
eat at our
outside.
house.
Yep,
No way.
eat at our house. Yep.
I miss Indiana. I missed Indiana. I really did.
So see, y'all need
I know.
to eat on this podcast for In Your House.
Absolutely, absolutely. We got forks out here. We got the beef out here. Man, I'm telling you, definitely enjoy a road trip within your house. That's what we're doing here. We're road tripping. We're giving you we're giving you just the rawest of raw episodes here as we just go ahead and we're hitting the roads on this wonderful Sunday afternoon, and just once again just watched a really great MLW show last night. Just like we said on the first part, household, if there was one complaint that I think that we all kind of had about the show, it's just the pacing was weird. You know what I mean? And they brought it back around. You know, they brought it back around, and it was great. It was all great, but I want to get everybody's reaction on the champion going into this match, Filthy Tom Lawler. I know I've seen some of Filthy Tom Lawler since Battle Riot 2, and I was like, who's this guy? Why is he so special? He's the champion, and I'm seeing names like MJF on the roster, and Jacob Fatu on the roster, and you know what I mean? Myron Reed, so many different names that are just absolutely awesome, and that I know. So I'm thinking to myself, why is this guy the champion? Why is he so special in such a stacked roster that he gets to be the champion? And when I really saw him do his thing, I understood. But I know not everybody here in this car has really seen Filthy Tom Lawler, so I want to know everybody can answer the question. You know what I mean? What was everybody's thoughts on either your first time or maybe your second or third, maybe fourth time seeing Filthy Tom Lawler do his thing?
Well, again, yeah, as you said, I wasn't too familiar with Tom going into it. I'd seen a few matches and stuff on the catch-up to the show we went to. And a little bit, I believe he was on Battle Riot 2.
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah, he was. He was in a match with Jimmy Havoc.
That's right, yes, with Jimmy. And, again, he's a workhorse, man. I mean, dude can go. I mean, it makes sense why they had the strap on him.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, because the man can work, the man can go.
Yeah.
And there's times when I'm sitting there getting winded watching Tom Lawler do his thing, and there's just no stop on him, no brakes.
Yeah.
No brakes. And again, the match that Lawler and Fatu threw down on this show last night was nothing short of just fantastic. Not going to drop what happens, not going to drop the end.
Right.
But definitely, again, go out of your way to watch it. And Tom Lawler, for that matter, because he may be called filthy, but his wrestling is clean.
Facts. That was solid, bro. That was solid. Docs, what are you thinking about? I'm not sure how many times you've seen Filthy Tom, but what was your thoughts on Filthy Tom Lawler?
Leading up to this, literally all I had seen of him was researching, so I had some background going into the show to know like story arcs and all that. Right. But if my stats aren't mistaken, motherfucker was a champion for a long time against some big names.
Yeah.
And when I was doing my research, I'm like, there's got to be a reason for this. So I caught some highlight packages and just wanted to check out the guy's moveset and stuff, and I was impressed from that. But like I said previously, Jacob Fatu is one of the most jaw-dropping things I've ever seen, but that is not to discredit Filthy Tom Lawler. The man can go, and I didn't quite get it when I got the highlight reel. I'm like, this guy's solid, but when I saw him live, he's got a bit of an aura that feels like he deserves to be a champion. On the internet, he just, seems like another, very talented wrestler. Nothing quite special just looking at a screen.
Right.
But I don't know if it's just, because we were dead as hell when we got to the show, so I know it's not just overexcitement for being live, but something about the way he can command a room live, just the feeling he gives out, makes you understand why he was a champion for so long against such big names. The man can go.
Yep. I agree with that. I like Filthy Tom. My first initial thought was this MLW roster is stacked and that's your champion, but my mind changed really, really quick. Dom P, first time seeing Filthy Tom, what was you thinking just seeing him do his thing in there with Jacob Fatu?
Well, first of all, that match was great. Fatu can do some things that you wouldn't believe. They both can. I was unfamiliar with him as a wrestler. The only time I actually did see a little bit of Lawler, I'm a big UFC fan, and he did fight in the UFC.
Yeah, he did.
So that's where
that's
why recollecting from.
Yeah, that's
I have to say anything at all. So
he's right.
So with that being said, the way he goes in the ring, you guys are right. The adrenaline and the energy is unfamiliar.
Yeah.
So that's what I draw from it, and that's what I appreciated from it.
Yeah.
Being as that's where I like to watch as well.
Yeah. I know you're a UFC guy, and definitely. Now that you mention that, that's right. He was in the UFC, and
I forgot about that.
Yeah, and he has that vibe. He has that vibe of a guy that is an MMA fighter, and he has that legitimacy about him. And also, we got to think about Brock Lesnar. That guy was Universal Champion, and that had everything to... Well, not everything. I'm not going to say that. I got to retract a little bit. It had a lot to do with his legitimacy in the UFC, and Tom Lawler has that too. And that's a good look in professional wrestling when you have that sort of legitimacy. So now that's definitely a great reason for why his reign has been so long as it's been. But Kayla, first time seeing Filthy Tom, what do you think?
So I didn't know anything about him beforehand, and I didn't even know about the whole being in the UFC, because I was actually going to say he gave me a Conor McGregor feel.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So the fact that now I know that he was actually in the UFC explains a lot, because that's literally, I thought that last night as soon as I saw him and then saw him wrestling in the ring and everything, and so I was actually going to cut y'all off, but I was like, I'll just wait my turn to tell y'all that, and he said that. I'm like, oh, that completely explains it. So yeah, definitely comes out with that, almost like that bossed up type, like I'm about to fuck you up attitude.
Yep.
Like I didn't know anything about him, but I'm like, oh, okay, this guy, he got an edge on him. Like, okay, I'm ready to see what he does.
Yeah.
And the match was incredible, and I'm just gonna give it to Jacob Fatu real quick for all the moves and stuff that he did that honestly for somebody his size should not be able to do.
Oh man.
But no, yeah, and I had never seen him before, and that was a vibe I got.
Absolutely. I dig Filthy Tom. He's awesome. Definitely didn't have strong opinions on him in the beginning until I saw him step in the ring with Jimmy Havoc, and my mind changed real quick. So yeah, Filthy Tom. He's I'm here for him. He could stay, man, because he's super dope and legitimate, a legitimate competitor. So that's gonna take him far. I think that's gonna take him far. Look how far it took Brock Lesnar. So and hell, even Ronda Rousey, it took her far. And man, I'm here for Tom Lawler, and definitely would like to see him in the ring again. Now. There's another guy that kind of stuck out, and I think he stuck out to a lot of us too, and that's Ace Austin. Ace Austin. We didn't get a chance to really talk about him on the first part of the Chicago story, but now I want to talk about him a little bit. And yeah, man, Ace Austin. I love everything about his whole gimmick. It's cool. It's awesome. Dude's like a freaking magician in the ring. And I mean that in more ways than one. He's a great magician just as a wrestler. And then the thing that he can just, the dude with his cards and his I don't even know his wands. Yeah, like something like that. A cane, yeah, something like that. Like, but dude is just like, he brings them out of nowhere. So when I say that he's a magician, I actually mean it in more ways than one. And he was incredible in the ring. I started off with Hutch here. What was your thoughts on Ace Austin?
Again, that's the beauty of going to, these kind of shows or watching these kind of shows, either live or even on television, because you're going to see talents that you don't know who they are, and then you end up becoming a super fan of them upon seeing their work. And that's exactly what happened here with Ace Austin, because he come out, he had a great look in the beginning. I'll let Docs talk about his attire. I'll leave that in his wheelhouse. But again, I like this attire. And again, this magician thing. There's been a few other talents who have tried this magician kind of storyline. Oh God, I'm trying to think. What was the thing? Phantasmo. And I think there was a couple of other ones that tried, and it was just abysmal. But this is good because it's not like a, hey Rocky, watch me pull a rabbit out of my ass kind of thing. He's not that kind of magician, but he just kind of like subtly used this shit.
It was subtle, yeah.
Before the match, and then again, I don't want to draw spoilers, but just keep an eye out on stuff. And I'll even say this: there's some things that he did that I want to know how the fuck he did it. Because again, the magician thing, the illusion sort of thing. Again, it's great, and I think it's a great gimmick. I don't think he's fully there with the gimmick yet, but the kid's young.
He's very young,
but he's on the right path. And if he sticks with that, if he sticks with this and runs with it and evolves this gimmick, again, dude, you'd be off to the races. He already is now.
Yeah.
But again, thoroughly entertained by him, and actually got to meet him.
Yeah.
And again, humble guy. He was nice.
Very
and,
nice. Very nice.
And to look at him, he seems like he could come off as cocky and arrogant, because again, a lot of magicians are, because it's all about having that persona and everything.
Right.
But no, that wasn't this kid. He was humble and, nice and genuine. Personable and professional. And so again, I walked out a fan of him.
Definitely,
I threw down, got his autograph and all that stuff. Got a cool little artwork thing. I'm not sure if he drew it himself. And I'm going to sound like a super nerd here, but to look at the style of the art that's on this, I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with Final Fantasy, but it's kind of got like a Yoshitaka Amano artwork kind of thing going on. Wow, I'm not going to get anytime soon talking like this, but whatever, man. But and I'll actually throw a picture of it on the In Your Howse Facebook page. That way you guys can check it out.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it looks really, really awesome. So yeah, big ups to that kid, man. I definitely want to see more of him.
Absolutely, I agree with that. I don't disagree with anything that you said. Docs, what are you thinking about Ace Austin, man?
Well, whenever he first came out, the first thing that jumped to my head is he's wearing a Suicide Squad Joker jacket, because I have the same one. And he confirmed that later on. It is a Suicide Squad Joker jacket that he customized on the back. So I was glad to be right about that. Aside from that, he does like the magic thing, but I wouldn't call it a magician gimmick. Like, it's just kind of sprinkled in there to add a little bit of flavor to his personality. And the kid, I say kid, I'm 22, he's older than me. He can go in the ring though. Like I give it maybe 2 years, he's gonna be in my top 3 favorite wrestlers. Like, he is so amazing to watch. He owns his character. And I want to have his babies. The kid can go. Like, he's both beautiful in the ring and out, man. Like, the kid is money.
I agree, man. I agree that he's money, man. Got a great look. He's a star. He looks like a star. I feel like the phrase that Taz says, the cement is still wet on him. I think the cement is still wet on him, but my God, when that cement dries, it's going to be absolutely incredible. Kayla, you look like you had something to say.
I did, and God bless it, y'all. I guess it's because we're a team and we're all on the same damn page. But once again, like, I didn't know about the whole UFC thing with Lil McGregor there.
Lil McGregor, filthy tongue. Yeah.
Yes, but I was going to say that when he came out, I got a Joker vibe from this cat.
Yeah.
And then Docs had to go and steal the shit out from underneath me.
I have the same jacket.
But okay, but here's the thing. Like I've never seen this kid before. He did great. I will agree. He's not up where he needs to for the big leagues yet. But I'm excited to see how he progresses. I like the whole little like magician thing that he incorporated, but I once again I agree with Docs. I don't think that's actually what he was going for. I think it's just for the entertainment purposes and to help build up his character. I think honestly, if he does it correctly, and if he has the opportunity to be able to do it, that he will be able to progress not only with his in-ring ability, but with his character and his persona to be able to build up with more like a Joker, almost like that Bray Wyatt with the new craziness outlook for him.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see where he heads to.
I know I'm gonna follow him. I know he created a fan of me for sure. I don't think anybody here feels any differently. Dom P, any thoughts about Ace Austin at all? Any just anything that you want to throw in there?
Oh, absolutely. So I got an opportunity to meet Ace as well. Talked to him just a little bit where he was at his
signing table.
Yeah, signing table.
Yeah.
So as we spoke about, about Hart, Ace came off as a genuine guy. You know, he does have that persona that, not to say I'm better than you, but he put off his character.
Yeah.
But that's not how he is. So when he spoke and everything, we fist bumped. It just surprised me. So, I'm not gonna lie and say I didn't cheat. To learn that is his real name. It is Ace, and he's pulling off that gimmick.
Yeah.
It's going to work for him, and I commend MLW for taking the young talent and doing something with it. Because as I look at his profile, he's 22 or 23.
Wow.
So I like that about him. I like that about MLW. So that's what I got to say.
Absolutely.
That's all.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely I dig Ace Austin a lot, and I'm surprised nobody said this. Am I the only one that got any like Gambit vibes at all? Nobody got any Gambit vibes? Yeah. Okay. I thought I just wanted to throw that out there because I got. I'm not saying I didn't get Joker vibes because I did, but I got mad Gambit vibes.
Well, you're right with the
card
the
and
card,
even the long jacket.
The purple jacket.
Yeah. I was getting dumb fucking Gambit vibes up, and I liked it. I did.
It works.
I did. It works for him. And we here, everybody here in your house, Ace Austin, if you're listening to this, we wish you the utmost success. You are awesome in the ring. So awesome to be able to say that we took in an Ace Austin match because that's going to mean something later. That's definitely going to mean something later. You have something, Dumpy? What's up?
I'm going to go out on a limb and also say he gave me a feel of Loki from the Avengers. That is one of my first things that popped in my mind. Just a little
Really?
I can see that as far as like his demeanor.
Yeah.
The ring. Not so much when we met him personally.
Yeah.
But his demeanor that he had in the ring. Yeah, I'm with that. I
Cool.
Can see that. I got vibes like that.
I dig that. So we're going to this is going to be the last thing that I ask the Team Here household, and we're here driving around. We're trying to find us a place to eat here soon. We're all getting kind of, getting a little peckish. You know what I mean?
Up again and doing
Yeah, exactly. Oh, man, that was bad.
We fucked up.
We fucked up.
We fucked up,
man.
but definitely we're gonna get us some food and kind of reflect on this trip and stuff like that. But my last question for everybody, starting off with Hutch, is thumbtacks, man. It's thumbtacks time. What are your what is your thoughts on the show as a whole? How many thumbtacks would you give it? Give us a little brief dialogue.
Brief reasoning and
Yeah.
why, okay.
Yeah.
Well, again, as I said, going to this show, I was hoping to go in and get introduced to new talent and walk out fans of them.
Yeah.
As you guys and some girls have heard, that happened for me. And then the established talent that I knew that I was going there to see impressed me even more. I didn't think I could like MJF any more than I already do.
Yeah.
Or already did, rather. But to see him interact with the crowd again, he had a man ready to break the law and jump over that rail and fight that man. And then when MJF walked up to another guy who, no, he wasn't in great shape, but he had a good foot on MJF, and MJF walked up to him, looked him right in his eyes, popped off, and started popping his gob off at him, and slapped the bill of his hat, and turned around and walked off. So not only did he do that, but he turned his back to that man, giving no fucks if he was going to turn, hop that rail and give him that work, so to speak. But again, I walked out a fan of MLW, period, and I'm going to say this show was a solid 9.5 for me.
Ooh.
And the only thing that held it back, I don't even know if it's fair to punish the show for this, but again, it's just the vibe that I personally got. They did it for recording purposes, but the pacing was weird. And that's what kind of threw me off a little bit, because like when they filmed the main event, the title match, I'm thinking there was other matches booked here that I came to see, and I was kind of prepared to be upset, but I didn't want to jump to conclusions like a lot of fans do and start burying MLW because they didn't give me what I wanted.
Right.
I wasn't trying to be like that.
Yeah.
But it was the vibe that I was getting. But then they followed through and everything came together. So I'm going to say, a solid 9.5.
Yeah.
Would go back.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I like that. And 9.5
every week.
Yes.
On YouTube every week. MLW's got me.
Yeah, I'm in. I was already in after Battle Riot 2, but I'm with you there. So 9.5 out of 10 thumbtacks for my man Hutch over here. So now it's time to bring it to the executive producer of the In Your House talk show, and that is Docs. How many thumbtacks are you giving this, buddy, and why?
I gotta agree with the 9.5. Super solid show. Again, as someone who's been filmmaking for a long time, I get why they did it the way they did it, why the pacing was off. Like, when you shoot a movie, you don't shoot it in sequential order. You do it so that the big stuff happens towards the end, so everyone's not blown out by the time they get there.
Yeah.
And so I get that. I can't really bastardize it, for that. But I went into this not knowing anything about MLW aside from a day's worth of research. Had no idea MJF was even involved, and I love MJF. I was just too busy watching reruns of him on Rosie O'Donnell. But
and he is my sunshine.
We got a "You Are My Sunshine" thing going in the crowd,
Yes,
and
we
it's
did.
currently my proudest moment in life. But again, I went in there wanting to find new people to like, new things to like, and I was expecting to come out of there with one or two wrestlers I was going to start following, but just run down the list. I came out of there with Jacob Fatu, Hammer Time, JG Wentworth, Teddy Hart, and just Ace Austin, my future husband, and we're all just so. I went in there expecting a little, and I got a lot. And the show was. Every match was solid. Even the worst match on the show was still a good match. I would love to go back. They're doing their first pay-per-view. I would love for In Your House to be involved with that. And in the future, that's a company that I would like to get involved with, at least some sort of partnership or working with. If no other reason, because my current worst enemy in life is the 22-year-old executive producer of MLW.
Selena de la Renta.
Yeah, we're gonna fight because I am a 22-year-old EP and I am so much better.
Oh man.
Love it. Love the confidence. Also love the rating. Love the analysis that you gave out. 9.5 out of 10 thumbtacks. Ooh, this show is looking good so far, household. This show is looking really good so far, household. We've only got 2 reviews right now, and this is seeming like a can't miss show. So I'm gonna throw it to the executive of marketing over here, Don P. How many thumbtacks are you giving this one, man, and why?
Thumbtacks. Let me see. Let me count. I'm going to have to go with, I'm going to give him a big 8.5.
Okay.
8.5.
Okay.
And the reason I give that is because it's hard for me to give anybody a 10 because, there's always somebody bigger and better.
Yeah.
But a solid show, what we mentioned earlier, the pacing was weird, and I did experience that.
Yeah.
It started off a little bit slow, a little bit dry, but they did heat up quickly.
Yeah.
And they did that well. So that's where I'm going to stand at.
Okay.
I did enjoy myself. From a marketer's perspective and a fan's perspective, the production's solid.
Yeah.
They put that together well, and
Yeah.
to be there live and experience that is well worth the time.
Yeah.
And I had a great time.
Good.
But yeah, it's a good, solid show.
Good. I like it.
Absolutely.
I like it. Household. This episode or this show. It sounded really good. We got 2 9.5s, an 8.5. Let's see if we can keep this positivity going here. We're gonna bring it to Miss Fabulosity, Miss Kayla K, the getaway driver here. What are you thinking? How many thumbtacks are you giving this?
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and give it a 9.5 as well. My reasoning, obviously, as everybody has stated, and I'm sure Khan's going to say the same thing, the pacing was off, obviously, as you've already heard. You already know that. I agree with Don, and then the production was well put together. Everyone on the roster went out there and gave their all. It doesn't matter if it went from the worst match to the best match. They gave their all. There was numerous wrestlers, because of the way that they were recording, that had multiple matches. They were seen throughout the whole night. And I liked the fact that they gave the fans not only a well put show, but obviously, like, the ticket prices were already, great, even for front row seating.
Yeah.
But they gave the fans an exclusive there to be able to purchase for the time that they were there.
Oh, the super fight,
the pay-per-view tickets first before announcing it anywhere else. I like the fact that they did that.
Yeah.
That makes it more respectable. It makes it more
Yeah.
fans wanting to go there and be able to get those special exclusives from being
There.
an MLW fan in person. So I like that aspect. I'm always down for someone getting their hustle on, and I like that. So yeah, 9.5.
I agree. Once again, 9.5 household. We're rocking strong. We're rocking strong with this MLW, guys. You guys might want to hop on that bandwagon for sure. You guys want to do that. I'm giving it a solid 9 out of 10 thumbtacks here. Once again, for me, the pacing was weird. That's the theme of the entire of this entire review, I believe. I gotta be honest. Early on in the show, yes, I was there to learn about new talent. There was a lot of talent that I did know, but at some point, I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of like, okay, bring on the heavier matches. You know what I mean? Like, I'm ready. Maybe have one of the bigger matches a little bit earlier in the card to kind of get people like excited, get a little energy going, because at some point I was just like, man, okay, don't know this guy, don't know this guy, don't know this guy, don't know this guy, don't know this guy. Why should I care? You know what I mean? And that's not any disrespect to the talents or anything. It just felt like it was match after match after match of people that I didn't have a reason to care about at that moment. But other than that, it was a great show. It was a great show. Another reason that it's held back from, I didn't give it that 0.5, that extra 0.5 for me, is because, man, I'm just a sucker for title matches ending the show. Like, I think that a world heavyweight title match should end the show. I especially during a special event, which Kings of Colosseum was. It wasn't like it was just one of the weekly episodic shows. This was more of a special event. You know what I mean? And I feel like it should have ended the show. I understand that they're taping it differently, and it felt like they were taping 2 different shows. I don't know that to be a fact, but it felt like they were taping 2 different shows. But for me, man, you gotta end the match strong with the title match. You gotta end it with the title match, and that's where it hurted for me. The pacing and the fact that the title match didn't end the show. That's why it gets a solid 9 out of 10 for me. 9 out of 10 thumbtacks. But hey, come on, we had 3 9.5s, 8.5, and a 9. I think that's fair. I would go back. I wouldn't want to deal with Chicago, but I'd go back to MLW for sure. And we're passing by some of our biggest fans again, you guys. We're passing by some of our biggest fans, but yeah, it was a hell of a show. I definitely go back to MLW again. It was an awesome time, and yeah, man, looking forward for that Saturday Night Super Fight, November 2nd. That seems like it's going to be a hell of a show. You know, we're In Your House is considering being there. We got to get over this Chicago hangover that we got. You know what I mean? To really decide if we want to deal with that again. But MLW is if there's any reason for us to go back to the insanity of Chicago, MLW is the reason. You know, so yeah. This has been a real great show. Yeah, that's what we do here at In Your House. We just do that. And you guys already know what it is. I give everybody opportunity here at the show to plug whatever they want to plug. If you got it, you know. If you don't, then don't. But we're going to go around the car here and plug away, starting with Mikey Hutch.
I guess I'll go ahead and plug my lame-ass Twitter. It's Mikey Hutch, at Hutch, IYH. Mikey Hutch, IYH. Don't quit laughing at me, docs. Anyway, give you a follow, and, we'll chop it up about whatever you guys want to, and, talk to me about this MLW show, man, because it's going to be dropping on the Fight Net, or Fight TV and YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
Check it out, and thanks for checking us out, and you know the drill, man. Regardless of what brand you choose to watch, whatever flavor of Kool-Aid you decide to sip upon, we are one, and we love you guys. Take care, we'll catch you next time. Peace.
Absolutely, we are one. One of the fantastic slogans of this show. Now, time to throw it to Docs, the executive producer, Prince Paradox. What do you got for us, man? Plug away.
Well, I guess I'll take a second to plug Mike's lame-ass Twitter. No, you just stay subscribed to In Your House. Check out our brand new YouTube channel. Go to the Facebook page. Subscribe to the podcast, download that shit Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. Great content every weekday, and I really got to give a shout to MLW. Subscribe to their YouTube channel. Stay up on them because they might be small now, but they're getting their first pay-per-view, and they're going to be huge. Whether it's not going to be a level of this is a titan of pro wrestling, but it is a company that I feel like people are sleeping on. I was sleeping on them, but now I'm awake.
Yeah.
Check out MLW, and I've just come to realize I'm friends with Ace Austin on Facebook, and he's going to block me. But you know what? It was a good run. MLW's the shit. Check it out, guys.
Absolutely. That is Prince Paradox. Riddle him that. The executive producer of the In Your House video talk show. And I'm going to throw it to our man, Donovan Poole here, executive of marketing for In Your House. Anything that you want to plug, man? Anything at all?
Just a little bit, First of all, thank you for listening to the pod. Thanks for having me on. One of my first times being on the air with y'all. MLW is hot. That's all I gotta say. From fan and viewers' perspective, being there live, seeing what they do, they got something going on.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know a whole lot about them, but I do now.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And it took away a good time.
Good.
Yes.
That's all that matters, man. That's all that matters. That's Donovan Poole, the executive marketing for In Your House, and taking it right back over here to the getaway driver, the still photographer, kind of jack of all trades within Your House. She kind of does a little bit of everything, but Miss Kayla K, Miss Fabulosity, plug away.
All right, y'all. You know what it is. It's that time to subscribe. I'm on Twitter at Miss Kayla K IYH. That's MISSKALAKIYH. Also, go check out the new Snapchat that we put out for the In Your House Wrestling Podcast. Check that out. Subscribe. Follow us. Whatever you need to do. Check out the YouTube channel. And as everybody else already said, download. Spread the news. Tell your friend. Buy a freaking shirt already. Like, if you ain't with it, what is it? You got any ideas for a shirt? Send them to us. Hit the Patreon. GoFundMe. Hit it up. Let's get it, guys.
Absolutely. Let's get it. And check all those out. The new Snapchat. The Patreon. The GoFundMe. Buy a freaking shirt. www.prowrestlingtees.com/inyourhouse. Get a shirt. Get this work. And that's exactly what we gave to you in this episode. We just gave you that work. And that is what we do. So, guys, let you guys know where you guys can listen to this ad. You guys can listen to this ad. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Spreaker, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Himalaya. Hey, you don't have an Apple device? That's all right. We're on Google Play. Anywhere that you guys are, hey, we can get to you. Check us out October 5th, Heroes and Legends 13, Fort Wayne, Indiana. We are the official podcast of the entire event, and if you can't make it there, which we really want you to make it there, you can check it out on Fight TV with Chaboy, Khan, and Jason Saint on commentary. Guys, get a freaking shirt. We already told you, but we're telling you again, www.prowrestlingtees.com/inyourhouse. Guys, everything is popping off. We are out of Chicago. We are back in Indiana, and we're going to give you that content 5 days a week. That is Monday through Friday, 6 a.m., and a weekly video show. We ain't stopping anytime soon. Guys, we tell you this all the time. Hop on this bandwagon. Get on or get gone. Because the household, we going strong. You guys have a great day and a great rest of your week. Peace.